What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I want to thank all my new subscribers. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button. That really helps me out. In this video, I'm going to hurt some feelings. I'm going to tell you why I hate Toro residential riding mowers, why I think they are junk. Okay, let's get started. All right, so I have a customer that brought this one in here, and basically all it needed was a drive belt. The drive belt came off because he let his neighbor borrow it and they ran over something. But anyway, I did a video on how to change out that drive belt. It's a ridiculous drive belt situation. It's very Mickey Mouse cheap quality. The tensioner on there doesn't have bearings. It just has like a bushing that doesn't get greased. It's going to wear out fast. And the deck is also tensioner also has a very similar system. There's no bearings. It's just like a bushing for that tensioner. Anyway, let's get started on some of the main reasons that I hate this thing, and just ignore this right now. We got some other issues that I found that's not just Toro, but there are some things about Toro that I really dislike. But the main reason I hate Toro mowers is the deck. Okay, this is a 2015, 2016, no hour meter. Wow, another thing I don't like about it, no hour meter to tell how many hours are on this piece of junk. But let's take a look at this deck. Oh, we got some holes here. I wonder why we got so many holes. It doesn't, I mean, the overall mower doesn't look all that bad, but we already got holes in the deck and pathetic attempts from some wannabe welder to fix it. And we got holes here, holes there. Now, why do we have holes? Well, maybe it's because they make it out of such thin material. If I can get this piece of, I can't even get this piece of junk to freaking lift up. Look at how thin and pathetic that deck is. I mean, my goodness. That alone. Come on. I mean, look at this. There's no way this thing has 300 hours on it. There's no, I mean, it wouldn't survive it. I would bet this thing has, we don't have an hour meter, so we can't tell. I would guess 150 hours at the most. At the most. And I mean, it's already trash. Alright, the deck is so thin. We got holes there, hole there. Yeah, the customer doesn't keep it clean. Like I tell y'all to keep it clean, and they don't do it. No one keeps anything clean. Now, another thing about these decks, look at these little flimsy plastic, covers that you find like on little John Deere pieces of junk. And at least John Deere puts some self-tapping screws into them that may be considered bolts. But man, they're putting Phillips head screws in these things. And this is the most ridiculous tippy-toe Mickey Mouse BS I've seen. I mean, Phillips screws? Come on. Toro, are you effing kidding me? And come on. It's ridiculous. Now, another thing I hate about Toros is, well, let me move that flimsy ass seat out of the way. The wiring, like I mentioned before in another video, and I had, it's like just so, like, is this how it comes from the factory? Just like shoddy. Looks like somebody made this in their garage and they just put it together. Like, I could build something better than this. Oh goodness, burn up wire there. You couldn't give me a freaking Toro. Then they got the little gimmicky things. Like one thing that's gimmicky on these Okay, look, watch this. So the e-brake, or the parking brake, you gotta have the key on, and it electronically releases. Okay, so you take it down, and you turn the key off, and then see how it just, another thing, electronic thing to fail eventually, and it will. Electric parking brake engagement, piece of junk. But the number one thing that I hate about Toros, other than just, you know, the overrated quality, and there are a couple things, we'll get to that in a second, that I do like, but the main thing I hate the most is how you cannot access the deck. Like right here, you can't, like, without, like, you can't can you even unbolt this thing? I mean, maybe, no, you can't. So it's like, it's hard to get access to the deck to keep it clean or replace any components or do anything, because one of my dealers told me, oh, what we do is we jack it up and then we release this, and then so you got the mower like this, and then that way you can, you know, crawl underneath there and, you know, do what you need to do to the deck. And it's just stupid. Like, make this freaking foot plate like every other manufacturer does, where you can lift this away and get easy access to the deck. I mean, it's ridiculous. But we already see that you're taking shortcuts on the deck with your Bible paper thin deck material and your shoddy little plastic flimsy Mickey Mouse covers with your Phillips screws and covering the. So obviously you don't give a shit about the deck. We've determined that. I mean, for a mower, I think the deck is actually kind of important. That's why I tell you guys, if you're a subscriber, and you guys subscribe to the freaking channel. I mean, I'm getting 300,000 views a month, and I've only got 10,000 subscribers. Subscribe to the channel. This is ridiculous. They do put some bearings in here, and I do like the caster forks, and of course they've already replaced these. I guess they wore out, and so the customer replaced those caster wheels. I do like that. The frame seems a little it's beefy, you know, for what it is, a real little residential mower. And, you know, I'm not going to knock the seat too much for falling off like this. A lot of the John Deeres do. Probably not as soon as this one is. I mean, for this being a 2016 model, that's ridiculous. But, of course, our fuel cap, the gasket's gone. So, you know, we got crap all in the fuel tank, probably getting into the fuel system. All right, another reason that I hate Toro residential zero-turn mowers is the drive belt situation. I mean, if you ever have to go change this drive belt on this thing, it is the most idiotic design. Cheap components, cheap, everything feels cheap. Like, especially what I'm talking about is like the tensioner arm, idler. You know, you got this belt here. I mean this idler here with that bolt. This little idler here, and I mean the sun, moon, and stars have to line up perfectly. You got to push this as tight against that pulley as possible, and then just struggle to get that belt around that idler. And why they're using a tooth, you know, grooved belt, you know, when it just needs a regular V belt, I don't know. But anyway, it's just an idiotic design, and another reason I hate Toro mowers. But you can't give a really good review or talk bad about something without actually cutting the grass with it, and that's what I decided to do. Cut my backyard and side yard and front yard with this mower. And also, I always like to do some testing, get the mower up to full temperature, and that's where problems will normally come up, is once the mower gets up to full temperature and during use. And this mower, it didn't really perform any better than any other mower, but I did notice that it was extremely slow, and it was the one of the hydros was operating much faster than the other one. I say slow, I mean really slow. My Husqvarna RZ3016 would run circles around this thing. So pretty much the main reason I don't like I mentioned before, I don't like these Toros is the deck. This is one is actually a 13 gauge deck. I just don't like the access, how you can't access the deck easily for cleaning or working on it. Um, and guys, just keep in mind, I know I've probably made a lot of Toro guys upset. This is an entry level priced unit, I think around $3,500. I don't even think they make this particular one anymore. I was looking up on the Toro website and didn't see it, but I know when I was Googling information on this, they used to sell these at Home Depot or Lowe's for around $3,500. So, and again, this is about a 2016 model. Now, again, the commercial Toros are probably on a whole nother level. I do see a lot of commercial landscapers. And guys, keep in mind, this is just my opinion. I know it's just my opinion, but I do work on mowers all the time, a lot of commercial mowers, residential mowers, do it for a living. Um, and so I see a lot of stuff and difference between the brands. So anyway, just keep that in mind. But yeah, overall, it's just the deck is my main thing I just don't like about Toros. And doing the drive belt on here, instead of that tensioner arm having bearings on the pivot point, it just had like a bushing, which I think is just, a poor design. And the wiring, I don't like that. I can just sit here and go on and on. But anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll have more for you guys coming soon. Thanks for watching.